We've all seen the large crowds at the Queen's funeral in Scotland, but these are not necessarily just about grief and mourning, because in these could lie political signposts for the future of Britain. Will the outpouring of crowds lead to enduring support then for the monarchy, or even enduring support for union with England? That union has been in place since 1707, but is now under threat as never before. The Scottish National Party, together with the Scottish Greens, who are in government, want Scotland to break from England. They want Scotland as an independent nation to join the European Union. The SNP lost the referendum back in 2014, but that was before Brexit. And Brexit has done so much now to bring inflation and shortages. The push to break away is stronger now than ever before. There is no stronger symbol of union than the monarch. The extended ceremonies for the Queen in Scotland extended over several days with a strong invited participation, no doubt sought to strengthen that. The crowds would have been in hundreds of thousands, but that is still at most a few 100,000 in a population of 5.5 million, indicative but not the last word. Many could have been curious participants or there for sentiment, not necessarily a picture of a majority political view. But some political signposts were visible even through the grieving. Relatively few flags of the Union were seen in these crowds in Scotland, and nowhere near the number of flowers we have seen at Buckingham Palace or here at Windsor Castle, not even a minute fraction of that number. A poll last year found that 60% of Scots do not want the monarch. A third said the death of the Queen would be the right time to make a change away from monarchy. And this around a Queen who was much liked even in Scotland. She was popular in Scotland as Charles never was as Prince of Wales, and is not likely to be as King. But it's not just about the monarch. The deeper question is the looming break from England, because it is entirely possible for Scotland to break into an independent nation and still have the monarch as head of state, as do Canada and Australia. The question of continuing union is certain to have arisen in a meeting between King Charles and Nicola Sturgeon, the First Minister of Scotland, who is leading the political push to break with England. This could never have been just about condolences. So it's hardly likely that King Charles could have talked Sturgeon out of her political views, but certainly that is what he would have sought to have done, and certainly will continue to seek to do. With what success is not quite certain yet. An extension of the proclamation ceremony we saw at St. James's Palace in London is follow-up proclamations in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, the other three provinces that make up the United Kingdom, to add to England. And among these is not just Scotland. Explosive questions have arisen about the continuation of Northern Ireland as a part of Britain, about the kind of continuation. Northern Ireland is a potent living instance where the past has not just passed away. This was 6 counties of the northern Ulster province of Ireland that colonial England packed with Protestant Christians who would be loyal to England rather than the Catholic Christians more loyal to Ireland. Having ensured the demography, the government in London brought in democracy to seal a place for Northern Ireland as a part of Britain rather than as a part of Ireland. Long periods of conflict have followed between Catholic and Protestant Christians, peaking through 30 years since the late 60s, when more than 3,500 were killed in a population of just 1.5 million. A formula for shared government was devised in 1998, the Good Friday Agreement as it was called, and that brought some calm, but Brexit has raised tensions and differences again. It was all a free-flowing ease when both Britain and Ireland were a part of the EU. Now Ireland is in the EU, Britain is out. An agreement with the EU meant certification of goods arriving into Northern Ireland in Britain itself to avoid a physical border between Northern Ireland and the rest of Ireland. The Protestant Unionists, who of course want union with Britain, opposed this, and now for the first time, that's a problem because Catholic Republicans are the majority in the Northern Ireland Assembly. King Charles will of course have emphatic support from the Unionists. The danger now is the differences with the Catholics, how far those will be raised again and to what effect.